are back here on Carolina Women. Erin, we have a new friend, Patrice from
Hi, ladies.
Greenhouse.
Hi, Patrice.
I love this. Greenhouse Studios, because you are not just about flowers. You're very diverse and eclectic.
We are.
I know. Share with us a little bit about what you, your husband, and the new business is doing.
So we're a husband-wife team that inspire one another, I think, through different ways to use color. I make floral arrangements, custom planters, full-service retail florist, and he has an art studio, working studio within the space. So from the storefront, you might think it's an art store because the flowers are in the back to keep them away from the sun and the light, which helps make them last longer. So don't be deceived.
Oh no.
We have a lot of plants, we have a lot of flowers. He has always painted since he was a child. I was one of those kids that watched their mother do the gardening.
Yep.
I never did any of it myself until I got older and developed an appreciation for all those things that I knew
Yeah.
I just had never really done.
Is it color? Is it style? Is it smell? Is it diversity of all the plants that really inspires you to your creations?
My creations, I would say, are inspired by trying to use combinations of things that others might not necessarily put together. I like to look at the shape, consider the space that a person is going to put that arrangement in. Sometimes they say put the money in the front because the back is never going to be seen.
Oh, I never thought
Other
about that.
times you're sitting at a table having dinner and you want to make sure that everybody around the table has something equal to appreciate.
Erin, this is your thing, because
Well,
you do events.
I do all the time, and people, I think, undervalue how important an arrangement is to any event. It's one of the things people walk away with and take away as a visual in the experience. Tablescapes and florals are so important.
And I think of biophilia, bringing the outside in.
True. And everybody needs to have a smile on their face every day is one of my mottos. And I think flowers are something that make me smile. Color makes me smile. I mean, when you get up in the morning and the blue sky is there, you're automatically in a better mood, right? You're happier. You go outside, you smell the fresh air. It's like smelling the flowers in the studio. So,
What helps you, from a client's point of view, design a floral arrangement for their event? I got that question from you.
That was a good question.
Well, you've asked me that before.
Conversation. So if it's for an event or for a bride specifically, I typically ask them for 2 to 3 inspiration photos, and then I will come back to them with my creative rendition of what I think they're asking for.
Like if they have a certain color they love, you might come back with some in-season blooms that would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if you look at Pinterest, things are made in silks, and brides usually want their own bouquet to be fresh, but some of the other
Yes.
things might be silk. So there's a false impression of how a flower looks when you see a silk compared to something fresh. So if there's a question on the type of flower or the color, I'll get some samples in.
Okay.
I'll have them come back in if we need to do it virtually because this is a destination wedding area, or I'll have their mom or mother-in-law that lives in the area come in and look at things with me. And it's about an iterative set of conversations. It's not typically, here's my list of what I
Right,
want.
exactly.
That's a corporate
This is
event.
first iteration.
That's a corporate
Second.
event. They know what colors they want, they have a theme, and then you design to that.
Got it.
Corporate events are a little bit easier to satisfy the customer. Weddings, you really need to sit with the bride and make sure that you understand her special day and how she wants the flowers to be a part of that.
Is that something that inspires you, is to
love
do the
love
custom
it.
design? It seems like from a design perspective, you like the challenge of creating something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All my life I've worked in product development, and creating something is exactly, I mean, you're spot on with the word. I like to use my imagination, and I like to make something that's unique to each customer. I don't like cookie cutter stuff.
Right.
If you ask me for 5 of these for an event, you're going to get 5 that look very similar, but they are not going to look identical. I will order in enough stems of things that everybody's going to get a hydrangea in the front, because you're going to notice that. But the rest of it, it's more about the shape and them being comparable as opposed to identical.
Well,
There's nothing worse than having somebody give you a picture and say, make this exactly the way it is.
Exactly.
It's boring.
And I know
Right.
Erin will be excited when I say this. Next time you come back, bring some things and we'll learn maybe how to create a beautiful centerpiece.
love to do that.
So thank
Get
you
some
so
tips.
much. Stay with us. A lot more to come here on Carolina Women.